For millions of Seoulites, the Han River is more than just a flowing body of water. Depending on who you ask, the Han River can symbolize many different things, including history, the economy, and culture. This river was the cradle of traditional art and culture for hundreds of years. To this day, the rich cultural legacy of the Han River lives on.
Fast, fast, fast!
Today, Arirang delves into the cultural heritage of this river. Daylight slowly covers the entire city of Seoul. Soon after the crack of dawn, Seoulites flock to the riverside to get their morning exercise. While the rest of the city might still be asleep, the presence of early bird exercisers keeps the riverside animated. A little morning exercise and a cool river breeze. That's one of the great benefits of living in Seoul. The Han River is a place where a sleek city and an ecologically preserved river flow together. But the Han is not just for sightseeing. There are a lot of things to do here as well. The Han River, which passes through the center of the Korean peninsula, is South Korea's second largest river and a symbol of Seoul. Historically, the Han River Basin played an important cultural, political, and economic role in the Korean peninsula. Spanning 481 kilometers, the river starts in Gangwon Province and flows into the Yellow Sea. This is Taebaek City in Gangwon Province. The source of the Han River lies here. Spring water from the Baekdu mountain range is absorbed into the earth and flows underground until it gushes to the surface at 검용소. The pristine water here has a cool temperature of 9 degrees Celsius all year round. Every day, 2,000 to 3,000 tons of groundwater penetrate the bedrock, flowing outwards and creating a waterfall. Scientists say this pure water has been flowing here for the past 150 million years. This body of water is the source of the Han River. Once you pass Taebaek, this is the first village on the Han River. The mountainside meanders around Jeongseon-gun. This town is famous for being the hometown of Jeongseon Arirang. Arirang refers to Korea's most popular and most representative folk song, whose rhythm and lyrics differ depending on the region. The first Arirang originated here, in Jeongseon Gangwon Province. Wherever you go, you can hear the tunes of Jeongseon Arirang. The town has a research center to preserve and carry on the legacy of its nationally recognized folk song. Koreans aren't the only ones who come here to learn the tunes of Jeongseon Arirang. Foreign tourists come here as well. Cool. Hello.
안녕하세요.
Hey.
반갑습니다.
Nice to meet you.
네, 반갑습니다.
I hear that every Korean knows Arirang by heart. Now, what is the significance of Arirang to Koreans?
아리랑은 우리 민족의 한의 소리죠. 우리 대한민국 우리 한국 사람은 처음에 아리랑으로서 모든 아리랑으로서 그 표현을 하고 서로 뭉치고 단결하는 우리 그 민족의 한이 담겨 있는 소리가 바로 아리랑이죠. 그리고 또 특히 우리 정선 아리랑은 특히 더 우리 조상님들의 그 애절한 한을 담아서 부르는 소리예요.
I came here to learn Arirangs. Is it hard to learn?
아, 그런데 아리랑 배울 수 있고 어렵지 않아요. 같이 앉아서 한번 배워보죠.
Okay, thank you.
저
네.
한번 해보세요.
Okay.
눈이 올라라 시작.
Okay. 눈이 The beauty of Jongsun Arirang lies in the fact that it can be sung easily with any kind of voice, and its tunes can be played with any instrument. As a tune that has been sung for years and years, it expresses distinctly Korean sentiments. This was an abandoned school before it housed the research center. Visitors not only learn how to sing Jongsun Arirang, but they also learn about the history of Arirang, the different types of songs, and the stories behind the lyrics, which usually convey the basic human emotions of joy, anger, sorrow, and happiness. Arirang, Arirang. Arirang unites the Korean people. It's not an exaggeration that it's always a part of their lives. And now it's spreading throughout the world, creating harmony amongst people. Now, if you know Arirang, you're a friend of Koreans. And it's fun to sing as well. Not too far from the research center, you'll find an interesting method of transportation. These are called hand cars or pump trolleys, which are small railroad cars propelled by hand or a small motor. The hand cars here run on the now non-operational Gujoli station to Arraji station. Passengers can take in great views of the surrounding mountain, fields, and the river as they're riding the hand cars. Uh-oh, looks like we have a tunnel ahead. Hold your breath. A one-way trip involves a 7.2-kilometer passage through a tunnel and across the river. The route and the railroad tracks are the very same ones that miners used in the past to transport coal. I've had a lifelong love affair with trains, and riding this close to real railroad tracks is maybe just a little bit closer to realizing that old dream. Once you pass Jongsun and walk along the river, you'll reach a city called Chuncheon. Here, tourists can take a boat to appreciate the Han River. The tranquility and the beauty of the river energize passengers as they take in the view from the bow of the boat. Before long, the boat reaches its destination. Nami Island. Originally, Nami Island was a small mountain, but in the 1940s it was submerged in water after the Cheonpyeong Dam was built. Because of the water, the peak of the mountain became an island. Since then, Nami Island has become a tourist attraction, with boats carrying visitors from Chuncheon City. Thanks to a small park on the island, movies and soap operas are filmed here every now and then. Many say that the true value of Nami Island lies in the harmony between man and nature that is evident in the environmentally friendly trail around the entire island. The medley of pine trees, metasequoias, ginkgo trees, maple trees, willow trees, and many other trees make a beautiful forest. Walking around Nami Island, surrounded by nature, offers a sense of comfort and peace, as if you were in a pleasant dream. You'll also find man-made works of art here and there. These works of art were made of recycled materials to raise awareness of the importance of environmental protection and preservation. In its own way, Nami Island serves as a testament to the significance of our natural environment. Travel south of Nami Island and you'll reach the historical town of Yeolju. Once you're here, you'll realize the historical importance of the Han River. For hundreds and hundreds of years, the Han River was the setting of some of Korea's treasured historic sites. The most famous among them is the royal tombs of the Joseon dynasty. Today, a total of 44 such tombs remain throughout the country, and 40 of them were designated as UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 2009. Yeolju is the resting ground of Korea's most popular king.
Wow.
You know, in the past, Joseon Dynasty royal tombs were treated as if they were other palaces, so they were well preserved hundreds of years on. Now this is the tomb of King Sejong, and he's the inventor of the Korean alphabet. Wow. As the fourth king of the Joseon Dynasty, King Sejong created the Korean alphabet Hangul in the 15th century. Around his final resting place, the Memorial Hall of King Sejong the Great commemorates his many accomplishments in different fields. Not only was King Sejong the ruler of Joseon, but he was also a renowned inventor. He invented the Korean alphabet, the self-striking water clock Jagyeongnu, the world's first rain gauge called Chugukgi to measure rainfall, and other practical items that made life more convenient. His inventions are considered the foundation of Korean scientific technology. In addition to the tomb of King Sejong, Yeolju is home to many cultural remnants of the Joseon dynasty. The most notable among them is pottery. In the times of the Joseon Kingdom, Yeolju was the main production center of Korean pottery, a tradition that continues to this day. Calling Yeolju a pottery town isn't an exaggeration because everywhere you go, you'll see a pottery studio. Ceramic artists pass down their techniques and expertise generation after generation to create pottery that is elegant, refined, and luminous. Because of these qualities, traditional Korean pottery is sought after in other parts of the world. I was able to try my hand at pottery thanks to the help of a master.
My legs working fast, but my hands have to be slow. I'm trying to do all this at once.
I decided to make a small bowl, but it was easier said than done. Before long, I realized that you have to have really deft fingers to mold the clay into a shape that you want, regardless of how big you want the final project to be.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, here we go, more. Okay. I can't move it.
그리고 이렇게 해서 싹 지나갔어. 지나갔지? 스톱! 그다음에 요걸로 다.
After a few failed attempts, I finally made my bowl. Once the clay is molded, it is dried, and the mold is fired twice in the kiln as hot as 1,000 degrees Celsius. And after all the steps, my work of pottery is complete.
만드는 거 어때요?
That was very hard, but look at the results. It's really impressive.
아니 힘이 들었어 안 들었어?
What kind of piece is this?
이게 고려 청자. 고려 청자는 약 1000년.
Wow.
1000년 됐는데 문양을 넣었어요. 여기다가 이 색을 하고 분을 칠해가지고 따고 해서 문양을 넣은 게 세계적으로 최초라.
Korea was the second country after China to produce celadon, pottery made with a grayish-green glaze. The Goryeo celadon is known for its exquisite colors, shapes, and patterns. Smooth and delicate curves add beauty and a sense of balance to the Goryeo celadon, which is recognized as a world-class art. I keep following the Han River as it flows northeast. And I arrive at Yangpyeong in Gyeonggi Province, where I want to take a glimpse into the bucolic lifestyle of local residents. The entire village is busy harvesting potatoes. This is a slow food village, which means that locals try to avoid processed foods and prepare their food with care using high-quality local and seasonal ingredients. Children who want to experience country living, including the slow food movement, are more than welcome here. Oh my goodness. All right, you can tell, whoa, that's hard work out there getting potatoes. But I think I have myself a nice little harvest. I'm looking forward to eating these a little later on. Like many other small villages, this one has a clean stream. There are fish in the stream, so I thought it would be fun to try catching some of them with the children. After catching some fish, we just wanted to play in the water to cool down, an activity we hardly do in the city. Most of the food that people eat here comes directly from Mother Nature. Herbs picked from the mountain and fields are added to bibimbap. Korea's most famous dish, bibimbap. Bap, of course, means rice, and bibim means to mix it. So everyone, let's start mixing. Bibimbap is a rice bowl mixed with herbs and gochujang, or red pepper paste, together. It's one of the most popular and well-known Korean dishes around the world. Rumor has it that the late pop star Michael Jackson was a fan of bibimbap. I followed the Han River back to Seoul, which would be a completely different place without the river. All year round, the Han River functions as an outdoor gym for Seoulites. It's also one of the city's most popular tourist attractions. Whether you want to take a stroll along the river, exercise, or camp by the river, you'll be able to find something to do with your family and friends when you're here. The Han River, where glittering cities and animal sanctuaries coexist, is a model for how cities can combat pollution. And it also shows us that we can preserve nature and still have thriving cities. If you're athletic, you may want to check out all the leisure sports that are offered here in the spring, summer, and fall. Playing on the water is a nice break from the hustle and bustle of the city. Being able to enjoy these activities in the middle of Seoul is one of the perks enjoyed by many local residents. The river also offers something for the environmentally conscious and inquisitive because it is the habitat of all sorts of animals and plants. In other words, it's a repository of ecological information. Ever since protected and endangered animals and plants started living around the river, they have acted as indicators of how clean and inhabitable the Han River truly is. Thanks to preservation and the construction of new facilities, Seoul has become a nice waterside city. The city now plans to create more river transportation routes and ultimately transform it into an international center of art and culture. Overall, Seoul without the Han River would be unimaginable. My last stop is Paju City. Haeri Art Valley is the most popular tourist attraction here.
My love's here, it's not dream tonight. It's been all so long. That's the right love song.
All the buildings you see were designed by well-known domestic and international architects who carefully considered natural surroundings, including mountains, hills, marshes, and brooks, to maintain a balance with the environment. Around 370 artists call the Haeri Art Valley their artistic home and create works of art across different genres.
It's no dream tonight. It's been all so long. That's the right
This unique artistic space is widely known amongst art circles overseas, and many experts visit to check out the various works of art that are produced here. Even people without artistic backgrounds come to Haeri Art Valley to appreciate the Korean art scene.
what she felt before. When the lights are low.
This is the last stop of the Han River on the South Korean side. The Han River converges with the Imjin River here and flows into the Yellow Sea. Because of the border with North Korea, Paju is the farthest we can go to see the last traces of the Han River. The river still flows into North Korea, but the trains that once crossed into the north no longer do so. The phrase, "the trains will run," expresses the desire of many Koreans who long for reunification between the two Koreas. I can understand why it's heartbreaking and upsetting for so many Koreans that they can't follow the Han River to its very end. Imjin-gak marks the physical separation between the two Koreas and serves as a poignant reminder of the pain of the Korean War, a conflict that pushed people of the same nationality to kill each other. That's Freedom Bridge. On the other side of the river, that's North Korea. Now, even though we can't go to the end of the Han River into North Korea, the water flows freely there. I had a thought. Maybe one day, people will flow like the water freely between North and South Korea. So until then, I will finish my trip, floating my thoughts, floating my hopes on the Han River and the Duman River. Perhaps one day we will be able to follow the Han River until it reaches the Yellow Sea. For Koreans, the Han River is more than just a long body of water. It symbolizes the historical, cultural, and economic achievements of Korea, as well as its painful legacy of war. The Han River flows energetically with art and culture, constantly evolving and changing with the force of the times.